It's Rachel, a Radical Soul Untangled. So time to do another energy check-in. This time I figured I'd go a little more traditional with the Universal Weight Tarot deck. Traditional imagery, but one thing is I really do physically enjoy working with these cards so much because they just got the right amount of slipperiness and they're just the right thickness or thinness maybe to, they shuffle so beautifully. Love I get such a good riffle shuffle. Most decks these days are such a heavy cardstock, and that when you do these side shuffles here, that they, they just bang into each other and jack up the edges. So I really love how well these cards slide over each other. I like how, like I said, their thickness just makes a riffle shuffle so much easier. Oh, so nice. And that bridge. Nice. All right. So I'm just going to do, I thought I might change it up a bit. I think I'll just do like a past, present, future kind of energy. So we'll do past, present, and future. So for the past energy, we have the Empress. For the present energy, we have Judgment. For the future energy, we have the Ace of Swords. All right, so, oops, let me get these in frame better. There you go. All right, so we have the Empress in the past energy. So the Empress is, as I said before, all about abundance. She's got a gown here, and she's has pomegranates. Some cards actually show her as pregnant, so not just, abundant, but fertile. So meaning not just she has a lot of stuff, but life and resources are literally springing forth from her. Like think of like where she walks, plants spring up, flowers bloom, just because of her prosperous energy. She's surrounded by and she's like in a wheat field, and she's got a crown of stars with like a laurel wreath, and she's holding up her scepter, and she's got, I suppose that's supposed to be like a shield. In some other cards that's kind of represented as a shield or some sort of placard, but she kind of shows that her power is in her femininity, her feminine roles of fertility and prosperity and intuition. I feel like the stars kind of mean she's guided by her intuition. And we have water in the background, waterfall. And for me, natural sources of water in a card usually mean source, divine love, source love energy, just flowing to her and through her. And we have a good degree of yellow, so she has a lot of confidence. She knows who she is. She's well within her power. And the red also meaning that she's feels very secure in her power, because her power is coming from within. It's not delegated to her. And so, yeah, so she's a very prosperous and creative individual. So that's for the past energy. And then for the present energy, Judgment, but it's in reverse. So hold Judgment up right here so you can get a good look at it. So we have Judgment. So we have one of the archangels, and he's calling, the dead to be evaluated, to be judged, and then they don't necessarily look very fearful. They actually look kind of like they're welcoming it, their arms are open, or they're praying for it. So because to me, ultimately, divine judgment doesn't really come from the divine, it comes from ourselves. But in the reverse, I think it means maybe more like a harsh judgment, more like we assume that the divine judgment is like our egoic sense of judgment, right and wrong. There's a right way to do it, there's a wrong way to do it. You're a bad person, you're a good person. You do bad things, you're a bad person. You do good things, you're a good person. If you're do good things mostly, but sometimes you do bad things, you're a bad person, depending on how bad that bad thing was, So that's kind of where I feel like that reverse energy is. And for the future, we have Ace of Swords. So yeah, interesting ace in the future. Aces are new beginnings. Swords are thought energy. And so new ideas coming in, taking shape. So you're kind of like in a beginner's phase of maybe coming up with a plan, or having just some kind of new epiphany that you're forming. So how these energies work. So when I see the Empress in the past, I usually take that to mean a figure in your past. Say like a mother or your grandmother or a close aunt, or your partner, you know, if you have not even necessarily a female partner, but a partner that just seems to bring forth all the good in the world. You know, you want something, bam, you know, you have it within a shorter period of time, you know, almost feels like instantly, you know. And not that they spoil you, but that they just enjoy seeing you thrive, and they care about your well-being, and they just provide for you, not because that's what they feel they have to do, and not because they want to hold you in their debt, you know, but just because they enjoy watching you thrive, and they enjoy helping you thrive. So that, I take this to mean that there are either people in your life that are helping you thrive, you know, or that you're supposed to kind of like invoke that memory of people in your past, or who have helped you prosper and helped you get to where you are today. You need to reflect on those people, because right now you're kind of in a harsh judgment place. You know, you're not, you know, welcoming judgment. You're feeling a little like secretive. You're feeling a little, take this to probably mean some sort of shame. You're feeling some shame about something. Maybe you're just judging yourself harshly in general. Maybe you just criticize yourself a lot. Maybe you hold yourself to an absurdly high standard that you don't hold other people to. You know, maybe you give a lot of other people grace, but when you make a mistake, it's just like the worst fuck up in the world, you know? And so it's, but you're starting to kind of come to you know, a new understanding. If you reflect on your past, the Empress in your past, and then you can, when you reflect on those people in your past, use it to activate your own Empress energy. You know, remind yourself that you are living in a time of abundance, really. That there's a lot that you have, even though you might be focused on what you don't have in your life right now. Just focus on how much you do have, and really, and how much people have helped you in the past, in a attitude of gratitude. Whereas maybe right now you tend to just feel like, oh, I've taken so much from the people I care about. I've taken so much, and I never give enough back. Well, when you stay in that energy, you're cutting off, you know, this harsh judgment, this unnecessary self-criticism. You're cutting yourself off from this Empress energy that you have plenty of evidence for in your past. And so once you get these energies kind of balanced out, and you can bring your judgment to be of a more divine nature, where, you know, everything happens. I used to hate this. Everything happens for a reason. But in a way, it really is true. You just kind of have to take a really big, way broader perspective. Because really, the divine never judges you the way we've been taught. That's how people judge, you know, the you're right or you're wrong. You're evil, and, you know, or you deserve to be punished, or you deserve to be rewarded. That's not divine judgment. Divine judgment is everybody is worthy. Everybody is contributing what they can. Everybody is playing their part in this massive cosmic play. Are you accepting that role, or are you denying it? You know, are you in your alignment, or are you too busy holding yourself up to these worldly ideas of perfection? You know, you might be saying, I never finished college, or I never, you know, stayed in a good career, or all kinds of things where you feel like you're a failure. I take it that this means some of you are just feeling like a failure. You focus so much on the bad in your life, that you kind of forgot to remember all the prosperity that you currently have, and just kind of channel the energy from those past people who've helped you prosper. And then we can get, you know, these new ideas flowing, you know, get ideas for a new direction in your life, because it wants to come in. You just kind of have to, you know, get this card flipped over, you know, by not focusing on yourself so harshly, by giving yourself a lot more credit, because you deserve a lot more credit than you probably give yourself. And you'll have this, ideas will start coming to you. Once you stop the harsh self-judgment, you'll get you'll be surprised at how sometimes it just feels like a complete notion just plops in your head perfectly, and the only problem is you trying to find the perfect words to articulate it clearly, to get others to understand. But you don't even necessarily need others to understand, but sometimes you just get so excited you just want to share it with the world. So yeah, so you have a lot of new insights coming. We just have to get over this self-judgment, and also this judgment of others, because when we judge others harshly, that is because what they represent is something within ourselves that we don't like. And you know what I've noticed? I've noticed that a lot of liberal friends, several of my more liberal friends, now that Trump is no longer, it's not even so much now that Biden's president, it's more now that Trump is no longer president. They're like, the world is kinder, the world is nicer, people are kinder now, it's a better world. It's like, no, you feel kinder, you know, you are reflecting the kindness because you're not constantly having to stare at something or someone or a bunch of people that you are judging harshly. But what you are judging in them is what you're judging in yourself that you don't like, but you're pushing against it. So you're distancing yourself from it, but you're not really coming to terms with it. So now you think everything is super great because we have a new president, and you know, some things are starting to change, and which is good, and we need to keep pushing for more and more change, you know, keep hoping for more change and not just settling for what bits we get at a time. I'm not trying to make this one political, but it just kind of hits me how a lot of people are like, oh, everything is so much better. And now they're talking about kindness, whereas like a month ago, they were talking about how some people are too stupid to live, you know, or some people are too hateful to, you know, live. And I'm not really judging them because, you know, I've said things like that too, you know, in the not too distant past. So this isn't for me to judge anybody. I'm just saying that when you're suddenly, because there's a different president, and you're suddenly talking about kindness and everything, when for years you've been mostly focused on how terrible and stupid and horrible the world is and you don't want to be here anymore. Well, maybe what you're judging in those people is something that you have to come to terms with. And those kind of insights will come, you know, once you get your judgment cleared up. So anyway, I hope this reading resonates with some of you. And if it does, please leave a comment, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe the video, and follow me on Facebook, A Radical Soul Untangled. I'm also on Instagram, and is also A Radical Soul Untangled. And you can also contact me through Facebook, Instagram, or through here if you would like your own private reading. A 3 to 5 card reading is only like $11, and you'll get a video that's about, you know, 3 card reading, a little over 10 minutes long, 5 card reading, closer to 25 minutes. So about any issue you want. So I don't really charge by topic. I just kind of charge by card brackets. So anyway, if you're interested in that, please let me know, and we can get that taken care of for you. So anyway, I'm Rachel, A Radical Soul Untangled. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all your love and support. Take care.